Big news coming out of Dallas, folks. The Mavericks just locked up Daniel Gafford with a contract extension, and at first everyone thought it was a 3-year deal worth $60 million. That number had a lot of people scratching their heads, especially considering Gafford's role and the financial flexibility of the Mavs. But then we got the official clarification it's actually a $54 million extension over 3 years. And believe it or not, that $6 million difference is huge. It's not just some minor adjustment on paper. That little correction completely changes Gafford's trade eligibility. Had it really been $60 million, the Mavs would have faced serious restrictions trying to move him right now. But at $54 million, Gafford remains fully tradable, and that's where things get interesting. Let's be real, Dallas isn't exactly desperate for big men right now. They've got a crowded front court rotation as it is. They just drafted Cooper Flagg, and while most project him to play more on the wing as a 3, there's already speculation that he might eventually slide into the 4 spot. Then there's Derek Lively, who's locked in as the young center of the future. So where does that leave Gafford? Is he supposed to be content coming off the bench for the next 3 years? Is he going to be okay being a permanent backup with no clear path to a starting role? Those questions were loud and clear when the extension was first reported, especially before we got the correct numbers. But now with the accurate contract details out there, things are starting to make a lot more sense. It feels like Dallas didn't extend him with the primary goal of keeping him long term. Instead, this move looks like a calculated play to make Gafford more appealing on the trade market. By giving him a manageable contract for the next few seasons, they've essentially turned him into a much easier piece to move. Teams now know exactly what they'd be taking on financially. No more guessing games about future salary demands. No risk of him hitting free agency and walking away for nothing after giving up assets to get him. One team that immediately comes to mind when talking about Gafford trade rumors: the Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers have been linked to Gafford in the past, and this development just adds more fuel to that fire. Before the extension, teams would have had to worry about trading for him and then facing a potential contract standoff. Gafford could have demanded $25 or even $30 million a year, leveraging his new team's desperation to fill their center spot. And no front office wants to give up players or picks for a guy who could just bolt in free agency months later. That was the nightmare scenario, but now the picture's different. The Lakers or any other interested team know exactly what Gafford's salary is going to be over the next 3 seasons. There's cost certainty. They know they're getting a serviceable center at roughly $18 million a year, which falls right in line with what starting caliber big men are making these days. That kind of clarity makes it way easier for general managers to pull the trigger on a deal. And for the Lakers specifically, this could actually be a blessing in disguise. Gafford's extension now gives them a clear leverage point in negotiations with other teams. Let's say they're talking to Brooklyn about Nick Claxton, or maybe to Utah about Walker Kessler. Having Gafford locked in at a reasonable number gives the Lakers a fallback option they can always point to. They can say, hey, we don't have to overpay for your guy. We can just go get Gafford. That leverage alone could help them drive down asking prices from other teams. Plus, there's already history between the Lakers and the Mavericks front offices. Rob Pelinka and Nico Harrison pulled off the Luka Doncic trade years ago, and the relationship between the two decision makers is reportedly strong. If Pelinka picks up the phone and calls Nico, there's a good chance they can work something out quickly and smoothly. Now let's talk about what Gafford brings to the table as a player. First off, he's been angling for starting money, and with this new deal averaging about $18 million annually, that's exactly what he's getting. That kind of contract signals that Gafford is viewed around the league as a starting level center, at least in terms of pay scale. And honestly, from a Lakers perspective, that's not a bad thing. If Dallas had given him $25 million or more per season, the Lakers probably would have been out of the running. But this new number keeps them very much in play. So now the big question becomes, will the Lakers actually make a move for Gafford? And how would he fit in with their roster? There's been a lot of debate comparing Gafford to other available big men. Some people prefer Nick Claxton because of his defensive versatility. Others are eyeing Walker Kessler for his shot blocking and rebounding. And obviously, if the Lakers could somehow land someone like Mark Williams, Jaren Jackson Jr., or even Bam Adebayo, that would be a different conversation entirely. But let's be real here. Those names come with much higher price tags, both in terms of assets and future salary commitments. At the end of the day, Gafford might represent the best combination of affordability, availability, and fit. The Lakers don't need a superstar at center. They already have LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Austin Reeves to carry the offensive load. Whoever they bring in to play the 5 is going to at best be the 4th option on offense. That's just the reality of their roster construction right now. And when LeBron eventually retires, sure, maybe that pecking order changes. But for the upcoming season and likely the one after that, any new center will be playing a supporting role. And when you think about it, Gafford fits that mold perfectly. He's the kind of center who knows his role plays within it and doesn't need a ton of touches to be effective. He's a rim runner, a lob threat, and a high-energy guy who can anchor the defense in spurts. There are still questions about whether he can handle full-time starter minutes over the course of an entire season. But for what the Lakers need right now, that might not even matter. They need someone who can fill 20 to 25 minutes a night reliably and bring physicality, shot blocking, and rebounding. Looking at his numbers from last season, Gafford averaged just over 21 minutes per game, appearing in 57 contests and starting in 31 of them. Historically, he's been more of a backup throughout his career, but when given starter minutes, he's shown flashes of being very effective. He shot a staggering 70% from the field last year, albeit on a limited number of attempts, and pulled down nearly 7 rebounds a night, with almost 3 of those coming on the offensive glass. That offensive rebounding number is especially valuable for a Lakers team that struggled to generate second-chance points at times. Defensively, Gafford's impact at the rim is well documented. He averaged nearly 2 blocks per game last season and has built a reputation as one of the league's better shot blockers. His nickname, the Landlord, says it all. When he's on the floor, the paint belongs to him. That kind of presence is exactly what the Lakers have been missing at times, when Anthony Davis slides over to play the 4 or sits on the bench. And here's the thing, Luka Doncic made Gafford look great in Dallas, with a playmaker like Luka feeding him easy lobs and finding him on rolls to the basket. Gafford thrived. Now imagine him playing next to LeBron James, one of the best passers in NBA history. LeBron has a long track record of elevating rim-running bigs from Javale McGee to Dwight Howard. During the Lakers' title run, Gafford could easily be the next in that line. Of course, Nick Claxton still remains a very appealing option for the Lakers, especially with his ability to switch defensively and guard multiple positions. In fact, if you look at the type of defensive schemes J.J. Redick is expected to implement as the new head coach, Claxton might even be the more natural fit on that end of the floor. His lateral quickness, ability to guard in space, and overall defensive IQ make him a better match for switch-heavy schemes. But when it comes down to cost and availability, the Lakers might lean toward whoever comes cheaper. If Dallas is willing to let Gafford go for a reasonable package, that could tilt the scales. Let's not forget the Lakers don't exactly have a treasure chest of trade assets. They're not sitting on multiple first-round picks like some other teams. They don't have a ton of blue-chip young players either, so any deal they make has to be calculated. There's also the question of what overpaying for Gafford would even look like. According to some reports, the Lakers might have to give up more than they're comfortable with to get him. But without knowing the exact asking price, it's hard to judge. Is it a single first-round pick in a young player like Dalton Knecht? Or are we talking multiple assets, including rotation pieces like Rui Hachimura? If the price starts to creep into that territory, the Lakers might pivot back to looking at Claxton, or even exploring smaller stopgap options in free agency. At the end of the day, though, having Gafford locked into this new deal gives the Lakers another card to play. Even if they don't ultimately trade for him, just having him available on the market at a reasonable salary helps shape negotiations elsewhere. It's a safety net. And let's be honest, with the way this Lakers offseason is shaping up, having as many options as possible is going to be key. Whether it's Gafford, Claxton, or someone else entirely, the front office knows they can't go into next season with the same glaring hole at center they had at times last year. If the Lakers do pull the trigger on Gafford, they'd be getting a guy who fills multiple needs: size, rim protection, rebounding, and low-maintenance offense. He's not going to space the floor, but with the playmakers they already have, that might not matter as much as people think. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on. A ripple of excitement is reportedly coursing through the veins of Lakers fans, fueled by persistent whispers surrounding Austin Reeves' future. While official confirmation remains elusive, sources close to the situation are hinting at a definitive decision that could solidify Reeves' place in the purple and gold for seasons to come. The buzz suggests that the versatile guard, a fan favorite and crucial component of the Lakers' recent successes, has made up his mind. and it's reportedly a choice that will undoubtedly delight the faithful in Los Angeles. For weeks, speculation has mounted regarding Reeves' potential departure, with numerous teams reportedly keen on acquiring his services. His consistent performance, clutch shooting, and relentless hustle have made him one of the league's most attractive young talents. However, the latest scuttlebutt indicates that Reeves has chosen to commit his future to the Lakers, quashing fears of a potential exit and potentially setting the stage for a long-term partnership. This rumored decision would be a significant coup for the Lakers front office, securing a vital piece of their core as they look to build a championship contender. Reeves has become an indispensable part of the team's identity, and his continued presence would provide much-needed stability and offensive firepower. While we await an official announcement, the growing murmur suggests that Lakers fans can breathe a collective sigh of relief, as it appears Austin Reeves is indeed here to stay. The prospect of him continuing to don the Lakers jersey is undoubtedly a cause for celebration among the fanbase eager to see AR-15 continue to thrive in Hollywood. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news, subscribe to our channel, and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.